Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the open Great League as the leagues have rotated, and let's try a different team here. We have the Dewgong paired with the Clodsire and the Cresselia in the back. We have to deal with this Lickitung in the lead here. Looks like our opponent does switch out into the Gligar eventually, but we do have the Stonish to throw back at this Gligar. This Stonish here is neutral. It gets it into the yellow. Here, we're going to have to think about tanking this move here. Ends up being the dig, so that's an easy tank. We know that we can get to another Stonish here. This Stonish will threaten a KO, so they do decide to shield. Our opponent does use some more energy here to take out our Clodsire. So a job well done by that Clodsire getting that shield. Now we're going to come back in with our Dewgong to look for a farm down, but aren't able to get to the farm down. They are able to throw that dig. They are going to switch out into the Lickitung as soon as we have a Cresselia revealed. And now we're going to try our best to get a debuff. Here we're going to go for this Moonblast here. Only chance to win this, I believe, is to get a debuff. Do we get it? No, we don't get it. So this is going to be a little bit tough to beat because Lickitung, as you may know, is very, very tanky. We needed some kind of help to win this backline here. Body Slam goes through. It looks like our opponent does bang some energy, and then they switch out into their Annihilate. We're going to go for this Icy Wind here so that we can potentially get to another move. The opponent does throw on good timing. We're going to shield right here just so that we can get off this Icy Wind, potentially getting a shield back. No shield, and our opponent does end up committing some more energy after we double debuff them. They do get the boost, but we are able to farm them down before that happens. Our only chance here is to try to get to 2 moves, and looks like they already had a Power Whip and a lot of energy available. So GG's to our opponent. Tough situation right there. Not a lot of wiggle room. Pretty solid team by them. Lickitung, Annihilate, Gligar. Pretty solid. Here we have the Dewgong versus the Mantine. Pretty good matchup for us here. They are chipping away with these Aero Aces though. This first Aero Ace will do the most damage if they decide to stay in. We're going to go for this Icy Wind. Icy Wind does debuff their attack, so just like that, they're already into the yellow, and these Aero Aces do the last damage now. We're going to keep throwing these Icy Winds. This next Icy Wind here gets it into the red. They switch out into the Annihilate. Interesting. So we're going to switch into our Cresselia. This Cresselia here does have to consider thinking about shielding once, but we can survive the Shadow Ball. And then here, the Cresselia does go for the Moonblast, trying to get a debuff or a shield. So we do get the shield. Then we get part ways with a Grass Knot. And now we have to win this game with our backline Clodsire. We decided to farm down with our Clodsire here. We're going to have to invest a shield with our Clodsire. We do shield the correct Shadow Ball. Here, they're going to be able to reach another move. Should be a nice slash. Yeah, right there, nice slash. But we are able to farm down. So that's as good as it's going to get. Here, we're going to have to face the Gligar again. Shadow Gligar here. Okay, they switch out immediately into their Mantine. Mantine here is going to have to throw a move, but we do shield it. And then because they do invest that energy, we are able to farm down, get to Icy Wind to not only debuff the Gligar, but get their last shield. And they are able to... we are able to get to another Icy Wind to get KO because they had to try to farm down. So GG's to our opponent, able to wiggle out of that situation with the Dewgong. Dewgong coming in clutch right now, being kind of a tank and getting to these very important Icy Winds. So another great lead here. They switch out into the Lantern. We're going to use our Clodsire here to soak up all this damage and then apply the pressure with these Earthquakes. We are running the Mud Shot fast move, so they are chipping away with the fast move. So this, at worst case scenario, we'll get at least 1 shield. Here, they're going to go for another Surf. We're going to go for another Earthquake here. This Earthquake potentially KOs. Okay, they do decide to double shield, so that's even better. 2 shields versus their none. Okay, we do invest the first shield here to force them to either have us KO the Lantern or switch out. They decided to switch out into the Skarmory, so we're going to use our Dewgong here to chip away at this Skarmory. We're going to go with this Icy Wind right here. This is going to do some neutral damage, but also debuff their attack. At this point, there is incentive for them to go for the Brave Bird right here. So we're going to shield, and we do shield the correct Brave Bird, which allows us to farm it down even further, come out with a ton of energy. We're going to have this drill run to throw back at this Lantern. does some good neutral damage, or sorry, super effective damage. We're going to try to switch out, but they do clip our energy. They are going to throw the Surf to take out our Dewgong. We're going to come back in with our Cresselia here. Cresselia is going to have to farm down potentially, but we tank a Surf so far. What is this? Okay, it ends up being the Altaria. This Altaria does have to tank a Moonblast. Does huge amount of damage. Looks like over 45%. We're going to be able to get to another Moonblast because they have to get to 2 moves, and then we're going to be able to outbulk their backline by farming down their Lantern. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Cresselia in the back, going for 2 Moonblasts. I think their only shot there was to try to go for that Moonblast, to try to debuff us to win that end game, but without any shields, that Cresselia was able to win that. Alright, I believe there was a Altaria in the front, and then they switch out into the Sandslash. This Sandslash is pretty decent against our entire team, especially the Shadow version. So we're just going to try to use the Clodsire as another meat shield. So we're just going to get at least 1 shield, which is exactly what happens. We're going to try to take the shield advantage into the end game. Here we tank the Drill Run, and we're going to throw our own Drill Run here to potentially get a shield or get rid of this Sandslash, but they do double shields. So they definitely don't want to see this Dewgong. They are going to have to tank this Drill Run here, so that there down goes the Sandslash. Okay, so they had the Azumarill lurk in the back. This Cresselia is very good against their entire backline, so it was a good decision for us to sack the Clodsire. Here we're going to tank the first move, as we believe this Cresselia is going to be able to tank all of these Azumarill moves, especially with the shield. Here we're going to have to shield this move here. Ends up being the Play Rough, so them deciding to go for that Play Rough right there kind of reveals they have Play Rough Hydro Pump. Here, we're going to throw this next grass down here. Will not KO, but get them really low. We're going to try to catch a move right here. Oh, no catch. But they do end up throwing a move anyways. Ends up being the Play Rough. And now it's just a race to farm down. And both of us simultaneous KO. So we'll take that right there. Considering the Sandslash was a huge problem, we do end up tying that game. Maybe if we had forced them to use energy, I don't know, it was close. Against the Cresselia, they could have farmed us down. So we had to do that switch, I believe. All right, here they're going to switch out into the Annihilate. This Annihilate here does end up throwing the Shadow Ball. So this time we do decide to shield. 1 Moonblast goes through, trying to get the debuff. No debuff, but they do show the correct move. Here we're just going to throw another Grass Knot here to do some good damage. They do decide to double shield out of this situation. Do we decide to let this go, or do we decide to shield? We decided to double shield as well, as we're very close to another move. Moonblast here will KO the Annihilate, so down goes the Annihilate. Back comes in the Gligar. This Gligar here is going to have to tank a move. We go for the Moonblast. No debuff, but just some good neutral damage, forcing them to use some energy here. Most likely going to be the Aerial Ace. Yep, makes sense. We're going to come in with our Dewgong, tank a move. They have plenty of energy for a dig, so they do go for the dig and then they dip out of that situation. But we do have the Clodsire for the Lantern. Lantern here is going to be able to fight back with the Surf. Lucky for us, they are running the Spark version, so we're not taking that much damage from their fast moves. Here we're going to go for the Earthquake, gets it into the red, and now we can see right here that it's going to be a potential farm down. It's okay we lose this because we do want their backline to get less farm, so that's why we decided just to let that go. Here we go for the Icy Wind, take out the Gligar, and then we're going to be able to farm down the Lantern. So GG's right there. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoy the video.